Swaney Stakes Day at Rotorua on a Saturday. To preview the action, we welcome in Jason Tan. Jason, how much are you looking forward to Aroa Park this weekend?
Some high quality horses, Aidan, going around, particularly in the sprint with Julius lining up against Volpe Veloce, Group 1 winner Love Affair, and you've got Packing Eagle, who won the race last year. Then an excellent staying contest in the Jackalbury as well.
Exactly. We kick off with the Faulkner Drainage 12:15. It's a really good three-year-old race. We saw Bocce run third in the Karaka Million last preparation, beat Expression on debut. It's good form. 260 and 110 comes up favourite after a fast trial win. 350 media sensation, no doubt an improver from that last start. Fourth place, and that was in behind Bolt from the Blue and Beam of Light. They're at 4 and 12 respectively.
I think Bocce's the horse to beat here, Aidan. From a nice draw, you'd expect Jake Bayliss to be pretty positive. Whether the horse will get the lead over Bolt from the Blue, I'm not quite sure. But he's the horse that I want to be backing. Media sensation, as you did touch on, is going to be an improver, but there's not really a lot over those horses out of that Bolt from the Blue race.
Okay, we're the same, both of us with Bocce on top. Let's move you on to the second. This one, the TW Moore over the 1400 metres with a rating 82 here. And an interesting race too, because we've got Paoro Hata third up. She was really good in running third at Hastings last time out. Of course, won the Group 3 Cambridge Breeder Stakes last preparation. 480 about Terra Sancta, who was very good, winning 3 in Queensland last prep. Ballacourt 620, 720 about Donna and Billy. And $11 is a price that really interests me about Wrangler, who's had 5 starts at Rotorua for 4 wins and a placing.
Yeah, just the track conditions, whether they'll start to get a bit too good for Wrangler. Not quite sure about your thoughts on that, but Ballacourt's, Pauahata is the horse to beat, clearly. Ballacourt's the horse that I'd be quite keen to have a little spec on at $6 and $2 odd, 620 and 205 to be exact. An emphasis on the place there for Ballacourt. She's run a couple of really good races in her career, and I like the way she trialled. So that's the horse I'm prepared to spec.
How did you get to the top and I'm on the bottom here?
No idea, because A and J are no idea.
More important, that's obvious. Yeah. Okay, let's move you on to the third of the card. This is the New Zealand Bloodstock Insurance Pearl Series race over the 1215 metres, and favouritism here with Pitch and Switch. Actually, joint favouritism along with Two de la Class, who's been in terrific form. $7 walking by. We must go head to head here, surely, Jason. Yeah,
well, the key thing here is the Wiramu pin 3 kilo claim, so that's a real advantage for Two de la Class, down to 55.5. But I really like the way Pitch and Switch trialled. She's drawn for Vinnie Colgan to be positive. Obviously, for horses like this, she's not Pearl Series eligible, but obviously horses, you know, the fillies and mares are looking for black type in a campaign, and that's what Brendan Horton will be searching for. She needs to be winning a race like this, I think, for her to be able to hit some targets that he might have. So she's the bet of the day, and if you want to do anything in the race, then maybe quinella them together, because they do stand out, even though I've got Pitch and Switch clearly ahead of Two de la Class.
Yeah, the trials have been really good from Pitch and Switch, around Paoro Hata as well, who you do like. Two de la Class yet to miss a placing in 6 starts, and 2 of those have been in stakes company, including a last start placing in the listed O'Leary Fillies Stakes at Wanganui. Let's move you on to the fourth. Burton Construction 1950 here, rating 65. Captain Orange, really good, going from a maiden hurdle win to a tenacious last start win in 65 company at Matamata, $15. Stephen James 380. This horse went round in a Waikato Guineas last preparation, as did Jimmy Rocket at 280, 980 Lucky Dreamer. It's Waikato Guineas form for a rating 65 at Rotorua.
Yeah, it's a type of race that I just don't really like the shape of it. The market is well framed and found with Jimmy Rocket and Stephen James. I've ended up Jimmy Rocket on top. He's been a frustrating horse for those that have backed him to win, though. Stephen James was pretty good, but has to take another step up after his win last time. Jimmy Rocket, the horse, it is not an each-way price. I thought you might get, say, 5, but there's no way. So that's just a straight-out win on Jimmy Rocket. Forget about the each-way 1x3 now that I've seen that market.
I'm coming on out of amateur riders race form. I know you love that form, Jason. Stephen James is the one I'm going. This horse beat Mongolian Marshall earlier in his career, soundly beat Jimmy Rocket in the Waikato Guineas.
The same way that I love my wife. I don't have one.
There you go. Let's move Moving on to the next, and this is the fifth, the Jackwood Classic, the first of our stake races, and this one a $50,000 stake over the distance of 1950 metres. Maygrove $9 for the Wellington, Fielding, Counties Cup winner, Highland at $750. He's Cavalier the same price, and Excalibur, who's been a big mover this season, $480. Peso there at $750, and a couple further down, including iGrain, who's well on the market at $380. In fact, the favourite.
Yeah, she's been well supported also when we're speaking to Thad Taylor on the first call earlier today. You know, the market's very much around iGrain. I thought there was a little bit of room to move in the prices of Excalibur and also Maygrove, so those are the two horses that I'd be backing in a sort of a 1 and 2 unit ratio. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of have jumped off the iGrain train, and I wonder whether that's the right thing to do, because everything that she's shown since she's been through the trials and on race day has been nearly impeccable. It's a biggest test. She's short enough, but yeah, I don't feel quite right about that.
Okay, I went Peso and Athena Baby on an each-way basis on the first call, and Jason Tarn did mock me severely for that as well on the show. Race next to go, the 7th, is the Swannies. In fact, we've got one before that, race 6, and this one, the Low Solomon Jones, $12.15. $6 Born Dragon was terrific on New Zealand debut last time out. It's 6 there at Avondale. 7's Otavio. Star Treasure's been really well back. We heard from Thad Taylor earlier on at $6.50. Popstar Princess $6, and Princess Kiru, who I liked from the trials. Also Power Dream at $7.50 does look to be a chance in the race as well. Bella Joy, is she still in this, or she might have come out the 15 down the bottom?
Yeah,
she must have come out. Which means she's in the Swaness.
Born Dragon is the horse that I've got as the top selection, but it's a race where there are a number of chances, as the market suggests. So you'll get a price with a horse that you like. Star Treasure, as you mentioned, there's been a heck of a lot of money on Star Treasure. So that's the money lead. I had that second pick to Born Dragon when I went through my selections. But yeah, I'd have to go back and watch the tape. I don't think it was mockery.
Star Treasure, very good as a 2-year-old. Haven't seen the horse for a while, and there has been a stable change. Stephen McKee, now to Lance O'Sullivan and Andrew Scott. I've gone with the Princess Kiru. It's shown any amount of ability so far, and yeah, the bird's chirping for this one after a good trials run. Swaney Stakes over the 12.15 in Group 3 is our feature. Packing Eagle won this race last year at $8, went on and ran second in the Railway, the BDO group. The Group 1 winner close up at 35, it's a big price. Julius at $2.80 from a wide gate. That's 4 teams into 10 now with the scratchings from here. Volpe Veloce at $3.60, $5.50, Love Affair, Untamed Diamond $9. And no, Bella Joy out of this race as well, so she won't be starting on Saturday. All the money was Julius and Barry at 10. It's not as bad as the 14 we see on paper when this field came out.
That's right, and not only that, but there has been a little bit of speed come out of it with Amarula, one of those horses that might have made it a challenge for Jason Waddell and Julius. You'd still think there'd be pace coming from Indecision, Volks Lightning, Untamed Diamond, and I don't think they'd want to be any worse than neutral on Volpe Veloce. Yeah. I still think that they'd want to find, you know, they're jockeying a little bit, you'd think Coleman and Cameron again, but they'd want to wouldn't want to give Julius too much of a start anyway. He's the on top for me, but a really good race. Yeah,
it sure is. It's a terrific race, but I'm the same as Jason Julius, and especially if they can get to the top. Now down to a smaller field, you think he's got to be a big factor. On to the last of the program. The 8th is the Lance Lawson 1400, rating 65 here, where Ricky Baker's at $6.50, My Dakota at $3.60, $1.55. You're getting Stephen Bond at $9. Torre del Greco at $7.20. Scarfy at $7.20 wasn't too bad last time out. In fact, Nutty's not going too badly either at 14s. And I thought Paint the Town at 12. There was a real bit of value about this runner from a wide gate.
My Dakota is drawn to get every opportunity, probably just in behind the speed My Dakota as opposed to having the early pace to lead. But look, Stephen Bond at his very best can run a race from barrier 2, and if the track is still fine on the inside there, then maybe Ryan Elliott could be positive. And I saw enough in a trial that said that he was worth speccing, Stephen Bond. Not going to say go outrageously hard on it or anything like that. But in the last race, it's not a bad blast out price.
Yeah, I was really keen on Ricky Baker here. This horse had run second and behind Danger D in a really fast run Hastings form race. We've seen Danger D come out and run fourth in last weekend's Matamata Cup. So on that speed, it's got to be a chance. But Paying the Town's trial in behind Florence Jean, I thought was very, very good at Te Rapa, so I'll give it a chance as well. What's your bet of the day, Jason?
Pitch and switch in race number 3.
Okay, good luck with that. Good luck if you're following Jason in with his selections at Rotorua.